Hi guys, let's solve today's Leetcode problem, which is problem number 396, rotate function. Okay, it's a medium problem. Let's read this out. You're given an integer array nums of length n. Assume array of k to be array obtained by rotating nums by k positions clockwise. We define the rotation function f on nums as follows. So f of k is equal to 0 into array of k of 0 plus 1 into array of k plus k of 1 plus n minus 1 into array of n minus 1. Okay. Return the maximum value of f of 0, f of 1 and up to f of n minus 1. Test cases are generated so that the answer fits in 32 bits integer. Okay. Now, what does the problem say is that we're given an array and this is what the function of k represents. Basically multiplying this value, array of k of 0 and so on so every time, and at the end returning the maximum among all the functions which we get. Okay, and this is after the f of 0 would be the same, then f of 1 would be after one rotation. Similarly, f of k would be after k position rotation. Okay, so if we see this example, um, so here what is f of 0? So 0, 1, 2, 3. So it is 0 into this value, 1 into this value, 2 into this value, 3 into this value. This is without any rotation. Okay, so with 0 rotation, it gives the answer as 25. Now if we do one rotation, so this will move here, this will move here, this will move here, and this 6 it will go to the first position. So how would array look like? 6, 4, 3, 2. Okay, and if we calculate the same thing for this, so it is 0, 1, 2, 3. So it would be, f of 1 would be 0 into 6, 1 into 4, 2 into 3, 3 into 2. Okay, and at the end if we sum this, it's 16. So similarly, after all this rotation we will get this value, and max of these will be our answer. So in this case, if you see, max is 26. Okay, so this is what being asked in the question. And what we are going to cover this as part of this approach is, one is the brute force definitely, and then second is maths and DP. Now let's discuss the brute force approach. So brute force approach is nothing but trying the all rotation and give the max among them. If we simply calculate for this, so what it would be? It would be 0 into array of 0 plus 1 into array of 1 and so on up till n minus 1 into array of n minus 1. Okay, so this would be for 0. Okay, now if we do one rotation, so let's keep these values here itself. Now after rotation, how would it look like? So since indexes, these values were moving clockwise like this, so if we don't move the value, so indexes would move anti-clockwise, right? So same thing we will do, we will just move the indexes, not in real, just to illustrate, 3 and then 0. So same here as above, we will calculate for these values also. Okay, now after doing next rotation, we will again calculate values and so on. Okay, so after every rotation, we will calculate these values. Okay, now at the end, we will have to give the maximum among all this calculation, max. Okay, that would be our answer. But you see that in every time we are iterating through array and then calculating this value. Then next time also we are iterating and then calculating the value, and so on we have to do till n minus 1 rotation, right? Because there are n minus 1 rotation possible. So if you see the constraint is 10 to the power 5, which means this thing is like for each value we are going n minus 1 time. So time complexity for this approach would be O of n into n. Okay, but as per the constraint, this won't work. Okay, if you see, it's 10 to the power 5. So that is why we have to come up with something within, either O of n or n log n, something of that sort. So now let's discuss how we can solve this problem using math and dynamic programming. We are given this array as function of 0 is nothing but 0 into array of 0 plus 1 into array of 1, so on till n minus 2 into array of n minus 2 plus n minus 1 into array of n minus 1. Okay, so this is how the function of 0 looks like. Okay, now let's write what is function of 1. So that is 1 into array of 0 as we move the indexes anti-clockwise. So if you see, array of 0 would be multiplying with 1, and 2 into array of 1, and so on. So this will be being multiplied by n minus 1 into array of n minus 2 plus, now we know that after rotation, after n minus 1, the next index is 0, right? So this would be 0 into array of n minus 1. Okay, so this is how the f of 1 would look like. So now let's see, can we break this f of 1 into something, something which we already know. Okay, so if what we already know this value f of 0. Now, if we try to write this f of 1 into something of a f of 0, and let's see what is the remaining thing that comes up with us. Okay, so now if we write, so it would be 0 into array of 0. What is extra over here? We will write in that below. So it is 1 into array of 0. Okay, because in this f of 1 we needed array of 0 one time, but in above f of 0 was only 0 times. So 1 was extra, we kept it down. Okay, now 1 into array of 1. So here it needed 2 time and we have added it only 1 time. So the extra part here is 1 into array of 1. Okay, similarly if we write, so if we write it in terms of f of 0, so it is n minus 2 into this, right? So we will write it n minus 2 into array of n minus 2. Okay, but in this one you see, this is n minus 1 into n minus 2, which is one time extra, right? But here we have written only n minus 2, so which means there is one extra of n minus 2 as well. Now if we write for the same thing, n minus 1 into array of n minus 1. Okay, as per the f of 0, but we see in f of 1 it is 0 times n minus 1, right? Which means that we need to, we are having n minus 1 time this value extra, right? But there is one more thing to notice is all these values here, if you see 1 times a of 0, 1 times a of 1, and so on till 1 times of a of n minus 1, n minus 2, right? Now if we just complete this thing, so isn't it something like 1 times every of this value, it would be total sum of the array, right? So let's complete this one also. So it would be 1 time array of n minus 1. So this is what my total sum would look like. Now in f of 1 it is 0 times a of n minus 1, but what we have added is n minus 1 times a of n minus 1, 1 times a of n minus 1 into n minus 1. Okay, now if you see, in total these two values are n times extra of a of n minus 1, right? So at the end we need to subtract n times array of n minus 1. Okay, so this is the subtraction that is also needed. Now this is we change the existing you know f of 1 something in terms of what we already knew. So it is f of 0 plus t sum, that is our total sum, minus n into array of n minus 1. Okay, so this is how the f of 1 would look like. Okay, now for just the derivation purpose, I will do one more, for one more, that is for f of 2. Okay, so similarly if I write f of 2, normally how is f of 2 normally looks like, so it would be 2 into array of 0 plus 3 into array of 1, and so on till, so for f of 2, right, f of 1 this value was n minus 1, and we know that after n minus 1 it is 0. So it would be 0 into a of n minus 1, sorry, n minus 2, plus we here it is 0, so after 0 it is 1 into array of n minus 1. Okay, so yeah, this is how array of 2 normally looks like. Now same thing we will do. We will write this something in terms of what we already know, that is f of 1. So f of 1, if you see, it is this values here. So we will write it as 1 into array of 0 plus 2 into array of 1. But what is extra? We will write down that here 1 times a of 0 is extra, which we are not adding above. So it is a of 0 plus 1 times a of 1, and so on till. So for this one, if you see, um, here f of 1 needs this n minus 1 times, right? So we will just write it what we already know, n minus 1 into array of n minus 2, right? Now one more thing is that this value, that is, we notice that this is something but total sum, right? So we will keep this value as a of 1 times a of n minus 2 to keep this consistent, right? So that this comes as total sum. Now if we see, this required 0 times a of n minus 2, but what we have added is n minus 1 times a of n minus 2 plus 1 times a of n minus 2. In total, we have added n times a of n minus 2 extra. So we definitely need to subtract n times a of n minus 2, right? Now for last one, so in f of 0, f of 1, it is 0 times a of n minus 1, right? So here also we would write it as 0 times a of n minus 1. Okay, now we know that it requires one time, so what is extra, we need to write extra also. So here extra is 1 times a of n minus 1. Okay, so yeah, this is 1 times we have written, and this value comes to like this. We don't need to do anything further. Now again, if we observe, this is something we calculated from existing f of 1. So it is f of 1 plus, this is total sum. So it is total sum minus n times a of n minus 2. So this is the value for f of 2. So now if we write in general terms, so f of 1 is something like this, f of 2 is something like this. So if we write same thing for f of k, how would it look like? So here we see it is, we are using the previous value already calculated. So it would be f of k minus 1 plus total sum is constant every time. So total sum minus n times. So what it is, if you see for f of 1 it is n minus 1 array of, right? For n f of 2 it is array of n minus 2. So this is changing. So for f of k it would be array of n minus k. Okay. So this is how the formula would look like for function k. Our approach would be something like, we will calculate f of 0. That will be our previous value. Okay. Now for every value, this is first step. Second step is, and we will also calculate the sum. Okay, that is total sum. Now for every value from 1 to n minus 1 basically, we need to calculate the current value using obviously the previous value that we will be calculating, and that would be plus of t sum if we use the same formula. This is the previous value, and minus n times array of n minus k. Okay, so here k varies from this value. Okay, and each time we will take max. That will be our answer. So this is what we are going to do over here. Now let's write the code for this. I hope you understand the approach. It was nothing but a math derivation. Let's write the code for this approach. So we will need this integer value storing the nums size. Then we need to calculate the total sum, which will be initially 0. We also need previous value, which will be 0. We also need something like current value, which will also be 0. Okay. And we also need the maximum variable, maximum answer to store, which we can initialize with int min. Okay. Now we will iterate in this array to calculate the previous value beforehand. Basically, we are calculating f of 0. So it will go from 0 till I less than n, I plus plus, and so uh, previous plus equal to I into nums of I. Okay. So this is how the previous will look like. And in the same loop, we can calculate our total sum as well. So it would be nothing but plus equal to nums of I. Okay, now we have calculated our previous value and total sum, which is done. Now we need to iterate for this different k values and calculate the sum. So one more thing to know, that since we have calculated f of 0, and f of 0 can also be one of our answer, so we can write it as max equal to max of mx comma f of 0 is nothing but previous. Okay, so it is previous. So now let's calculate for all the f of k. So k would be nothing but 1, and it will go till n minus 1, and here we will calculate our current value using the previous value and the total sum that we have calculated, basically using the formula that we have generated, and it would be n into nums of n minus k. Okay, now we see mx equal to max of mx comma current value. We need to update the previous value every time so that it will be used for the next current value. So the previous will be updated to the current value. After all this, we can return the max answer. So yeah, this is the code for this approach, and now let's discuss the time complexity. So we are running one loop over here, and there is one loop over here. So altogether O of n plus O of n, that is nothing but O of n only, 2 of n, but yeah, we can write it as O of n. And space complexity, we see that we have taken some variables only. So space complexity is O of 1. Okay. So yeah, that is all about the space and time complexity for this approach. I hope you like this video, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned for next video. Have a good day.